Right now, I am on the beautiful campus of Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary in Wake Forest, North Carolina. About a year ago, we began to cast a vision for the dream that we have to be very intentional about developing the next generation of church leaders. We're doing that currently through interns on our staff, and we long for the day that we can even be so intentional that we have a college and even seminary opportunities on our campus. And this is part of that process. You be praying for me and Pastor Frank for us to get to that place. He and I have to do the work to earn our doctorate so that we can have the credentials on our staff to be able to even get to that point. So we're actively pursuing that vision even now. And so I wanted to take this time while I'm here to film this week's video commentary. This past Sunday, we looked in 1 John chapter 4, and we looked at two verses, verse 11 and verse 12. I hope that you're spending time all this month going through the entire book of 1 John and a few of the studies that we've recommended for you, because during our time together on Sunday, we're just looking at some key verses in chapter 4, but it's important that you understand the full context of the entire book. Well, a recurring theme that keeps coming up are a few key words. One, beloved, as John writes to family or this friend community relationship in the body of Christ. And then love continually comes up. John was often criticized, isn't the word, but identified as the disciple whom Jesus loved. And love is a recurring theme in the language of John. But here's the idea that we see in verse 11 and 12 that's really important for us to consider as we assess and evaluate the life that we live now as believers. Remember, John is talking to believers. He makes this connection that God has never been seen. He is the invisible God, and this is true. But he then goes on to say that people are able to see God, or his love is made perfect in us. And the language of that is not implying that God is dependent on you in order to reach his perfection. No, he is perfect and complete in his fullness and in and of himself. But here's the important or the purpose of that word. Our love, our actions reveal or reflect to the world visibly God who is invisible. In other words, when I let others see Jesus in me, the things I do, the things I say, the things I don't do, and the things I don't say, it's an opportunity for me to genuinely express God to the world. And the prayer is, and the hope is, that when people see how I love, how I'm patient, how I forgive, how I'm gracious, that they are drawn to know more about the God that I profess. And I encourage you today, and as you go throughout this week, to understand the depth of God's love for you, and then to assess how well you are reflecting Him to the world. As you do so, know that we're praying for you, and I'm encouraging you along the way. Pray for me that I would be an accurate reflection to the world of who Jesus is. Check out the website for more information about what we're continuing to learn. Touch base with us as you're pursuing and studying 1 John together, and we'll see you next time.